Hello everyone, it's Marita, one who catches lightning. My pronouns are they, them, with the path of Ish, which is IX. Here to give you your 13-day forecast with the Mayan calendar. If you are new to me, welcome. And welcome everyone who's watching this here live or in replays in the various platforms that I try to replay this, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, other Facebooks, also YouTube. So, welcome. Pleasure to meet you. So, what we're going to go over today is we're going to do the 13-day in the Mayan calendar called the Trecena, give you an overview and forecast, and then we're going to do our 3 breaths that we do here that I teach. And then we're going to go in and do a quick meditation. And this meditation is really to build relationship, right? And then we'll build relationship with the Trecena of the energía, the day, and today's day as well, because we are in the 2nd day. Hello, everyone. Good to see everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's take a moment. I usually do the 3 breaths later, but I think I'm feeling I need 3 right now. There's a lot going on in the world, and this is a very, you'll see what the Trecena is. It's a very windy one, because it is, so wherever you are, if you're just hopping on, my name is Marita, one who catches lightning with the path of Ish. I'm Zapotec, and here to teach you a little bit of the Mayan calendar as a way for you to learn how to build relationship with not just the spirit world, but with the world around you, and how you build that relationship allows you to build your relationship with yourself. So we're going to take 3 breaths right now, in and out through the nose, and invite our mind into this time and this place. In and out through the nose, and invite our bodies into this time, into this place. In and out through the nose, and invite our essence into this time and this space, just to kind of settle into the space. And we might do this breathing one more time. Wherever you are, I hope that today you are having a beautiful day, evening, wherever you are in the world. So let's get into the Mayan calendar. There are other videos that talk about why I talk about the Mayan calendar and why I think it's important to talk about the calendar, other than I was taught it since I was a child, and be able to pass on that knowledge. But it is a different lens, and it's always good to be able to look at a different lens of information, at how people live their lives differently. There's many days that I don't even know what day of the Western calendar it is, but I do know the day in the Mayan calendar. And I schedule a lot of things, which reminds me, let me write something down because I got to reschedule something because of the day. I don't like when I'm doing it. Thank you very much. Ik. That will help you, the energía. So this is really about building a relationship, not just looking at a time and a date, and as in Western astrology, and understanding how that day is going to be because you were born under a house, right? So this is not your Leo, your Virgo, and happy Virgo season to everyone in September. This is really about, can I build a relationship with this energía, to build a relationship with myself, to know how to live and walk in balance, right? Let us begin. So the Trecena started yesterday, and it is a Trecena where we are going to feel the energies of Ik, which is wind. Now, what does wind give us? Well, wind is one of the elements. Depending on how you've been taught in one part of the circle and what traditions, it might be your east, it might be your west, it might be your north, it might be your south. I was taught in one of the traditions that I was taught, wind is in the west. So it's the energy of the west, which is the energy of the long shadow, which is the energy of shadow work. We are currently sitting in the circle in the south. We're about to get to the west, right? Actually, we're almost there. And this Trecena is going to help us get into the west. In the south is the time of summer, the time of heat, in between when you planted your seed. It's growing now, and then we're going to harvest come equinox, right? So wind has many personalities and does many things. So let's just look at it and what it does. Let's not feel it yet. Let's just calm that down. Let's walk that back a little bit. So what does wind do? Wind pollinates. It is a pollinator. It helps Plants pollinate, flowers pollinate, right? Do you remember being a kid and, blowing on dandelions and pollinating a whole field, right? Spreading that dandelion medicine that some people love. And we also were taught to not like, if you grew up in the States a little bit like I did. I also grew up in Mexico, where it's used much more for medicinal purposes. And so it is a pollinator. It is a communicator. Wind has noise, so it helps with communication, right? What else does it do? Well, where we are here in Hawaii, right? If you're in a tropical place, there's a tendency for temperatures to be high, for things to rot or to have a lot of mosquito action. Well, if you're in a windy place, it kind of deals with that. It deals with mold. You don't get as much mold. You don't get as much, mosquito action and going like that. So that's great. Wind, also trade winds, right? People navigate by them. They help get you to where you're going or sometimes impede you. So it travels, it navigates. What else does wind do? Does anyone want to type anything in about wind in the comments if you're watching? So here are all these aspects of wind that allow us to start to look at our aspects of pollination, our aspects of communication, our aspects of navigation. This is what building relationship with wind helps us. And so, again, wind is also not acting alone, right? And it's not just, it doesn't just exist out there. People feel it. So it has presence, brings change. Thank you, Amber Murphy. Yes, you can use it to clear your energy. Renee Russo. I love this. I should ask more questions from the comment section. So yes, you can clear energy. It clears, right? Clears the decks. I love all of this, right? So for the next 13 days, beautiful cleansing of other things. Love it. For the next 13 days, right? We're in the second day, so the next 12 days. We have an amazing opportunity to have a relationship with wind, to clear things for us, pave the way, boost our sails. One of the things, sails like in a ship, one of the things too is that if you study a little bit of acupuncture or Tibetan medicine and their Tibetan tree of diagnostics, one of the diagnostics that they teach of, that I learned from my teacher and a practitioner who I used to go to in California, was sometimes they say you have too much wind in your head, right? So it's an element, and this is overthinking. So here's the other side of wind, right? We're also today in the time of 2 Akbal. So we're going to get into that. So it is about duality. So we've mentioned many things about wind, right? And wind has more than just one aspect. It's not just dualistic, right? It's more than that. And that is an amazing thing that wind can help us see, is where are we too narrow in our thinking, in our belief structures, in our beingness, and what can open us up a little bit more to receive a different point of view, to learn in a different way. Something that wind has been teaching me over the past couple of days has been letting go of mistakes. Now, if you're a perfectionist out there, right, this is something when you make a mistake, right, where does perfectionism come from, right? A need to control. Where does a need to control come from? Sometimes it's because you need safety and security. Why is safety and security important? Because we want to feel safe, secure, like no one's going to kill us. Now, for some people, it's what I call higher stakes, right, than for other people when it comes to perfectionism. So I want you to just feel in to yourself, where is your level of perfectionism in the regards to stakes? If I don't do something correctly, how high are the stakes? Are the stakes so high that I am reacting from even this whole idea of, if there's a mistake here, I could potentially meet death. And depending how you've grown up and what culture base, depending on the acceptance of who you are, that could be huge, right? I'm Native, I'm Jewish, I'm trans, I was not born in the United States. I have a lot of things that for myself do not fit into the greater culture. So my reaction sometimes to what's happening around me, or because of, let's say in this case, perfectionism, my stakes can feel a little bit higher. But this is for everyone as an individual. So just take a moment and ask Wind, that when you are reacting, is that reaction also mirroring a part of your trauma response due to how high the stakes are for yourself? Whether other people believe it or not, this is a very personal question. And when can reveal the truth, right? So there, we have 13 days to have new truths revealed to us if we allow ourselves to be. Now, what I love about today in the Mayan calendar, now we're going from 1, which is about beginnings and changes, right, to 2. So here we have now this energía of starting to expand and completion at the same time, right? We take 2 steps, cha-cha-cha. Great. Thank you for the question. A great way to solve things, right? To be in balance. 1, 2. Take 2 steps. You've completed that step. Taking the first step took courage. The second step brings balance. The third step takes another courage, right? So we're in this part where we can balance a little bit, right? But then the question that comes up in the day of today in the Mayan calendar, the other energy you're feeling today, right, is Akbal. And we had that Trecena a little bit back. Not the last one, the one before that, which is night. It's dawn. So it's that in-between time, right, of night and day. Here we are again. We just came off the Trecena, which was holding also about the energy of fire and water. So last week's Trecena was about finding balance. Where is your fire? Where is your water? How are you going to have the ancestors help you? How are you going to have yourself help you? How are you going to let go of these stories that keep you in a very narrow focus of beingness? I didn't say doingness. I said beingness. And this week, it's blow it all open. So we're still coming off of a new moon with new energies. And we still have that influence to be able to guide us. We also have the equinox coming up pretty soon. So September is a pretty powerful month to really shift, move, and change things. And much of that can happen by us being a different way, which influences our doingness, right? So let's take our 3 breaths. As humbly approach Mother Earth, ask for a root. And then we're going to ask these energías to just present themselves, right? Everyone, please stay in your own energy. So you can start learning, meeting them, learning how to have a relationship with the energías of 1, 2, the 2 tones, and the energías of the Nahuales, which is Ik and Akbal. So here we go. Rub our hands together, making a little fire, fanning the flame. Let us bring breath that brings us always back to ourselves. Taking those 3 breaths again, in and out through the nose. Bringing our mind into this time and this space. In and out through the nose, calming our vagus nerves down, bringing our body into this time and this space. In and out through the nose, bringing our essence into this time, into this space, with all 3 parts combined, as best as possible. And as much neutrality as possible in this moment. we humbly approach Mother Earth and ask her for a root. And let that root come up and allow it to connect in any way that you have been taught to connect. But allow the root to come up, right? And it's based on your relationship with Mother Earth. We're not drilling down. We are asking to be in relationship. So it's a very different energy. So allow that to come up, maybe with a little bit of wind. And go back to your heart center, right? You're there. Your body, your mind, your essence are all there in your heart center. And we humbly approach these teachings, these relationships, these energías of the tone of 1, new beginnings, the tone of 2, balance, neutrality, and then Akbal, which is today, which is about dawn, that energy of light and dark, and then bring in Ik, to come in and to show us what are the things that we are not in right relationship with. What are the things that we have to face? What are the things that we can allow ourselves to have the wind at our back to sail forward? Now, I was taught that your future, and this is an indigenous teaching, of course, is not behind you, as Western tradition teaches you. What we teach, or many people, what I was taught, is that your future is behind you because you can't see it. Your present is the road you've already walked. So you're literally walking into your future backwards, or you have the wind move you. So we'll take a few more moments here to connect to this energía of Ik, of wind, which will be with us for the next 12 days. It started yesterday. And this energía of Akbal, of transition, right? That's the energía of transition. What do you need help with transitioning? What can be revealed that you then come into relationship with these elements, with these nahuales to help you, right? We're not gathering information to go then do something. What we are trying to do is listen. Listening is an act of receiving knowledge from something outside of you. We'll take one more small moment. Thank you, everyone, for staying in your lane. And with gratitude and thanks, let us thank the energías that were here today, welcoming us to a new opportunity to be in relationship. So with that, let us thank and release Ik, the wind. Let us thank and release Akbal. Let us thank and release the tone of 1 and the tone of 2. And with all the gratitude and love in your hearts, thank Mother Earth for that root, because it was windy. She held us down. Thank you, Mother Earth. Good. Some of you want to stay. It's okay. You can always get a root for another thing, right? You can have multiple roots throughout the day. This was just for this, right? So it was set perfectly for the balance of what the energetics of what we were doing. Thank you. Thank you for releasing. Now with that, let us call back with gratitude our parts. In and out through the nose, let us thank our essence for being in this time and this space. In and out through the nose, let us thank our bodies for being in this time and this space. In and out through the nose. Thank our minds for not being too windy and for being in this time and this space. Rubbing our hands together. Nice little biofeedback loop. Give yourself a nice little warm hug in your heart. And let us thank all the ancestors who continue to support us, all our teachers, past and present. I want to thank my teachers who have asked me to share these teachings, who have asked me to continue to walk in this way. And I thank Wind for helping me communicate these teachings in a way that might be understood by other generations and other people from other ways and walks. So thank you, Wind, for being my pollinator, my interpreter, my communicator, and bringing all four directions so that we can sit in community, in circleness, and receive knowledge from each other and move past that information phase where we are trying to control everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. Well, thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, you know where to reach me. You can follow me on Instagram, here in Mysticuranerismo, also at The Path of Ish on Facebook. I redo these, I resubmit these up onto YouTube. I don't even know the language. I have a podcast coming out in October where I'll go into deeper teachings. But if you want to hop into the circle with me, I still have a few positions open for Jaguar Tree, which we start in September 18th. So if you're interested in applying #Jaguar, it is a 6-month, very rigorous study. It includes 2 directions in the 6 months. I only teach certain things within certain times of the year. And these classes are live, right? This is not thinkific. You're sitting live in circleness with people from around the world for 2 hours, right? At least once a month, sometimes up to 4, listening to knowledge and incorporating it. So one day it might become wisdom. So #Jaguar if you're interested. I have my intro to cacao coming up as well that I still have not pulled down my special. Anita, #Jaguar, and I will send you the link so you can apply. You have to apply first, and then we do a one-on-one, see if it's really a fit. If you want to just jump into a circle, I have an intro to cacao, to Mayan cosmology, cacao, and maize, starting the second weekend of September for 4 Saturdays. I'm going to leave up the 40% off the class that I have till the end of today, Hawaii. So if you're interested in cacao, #cacao, and I will leave up that special. Just for, a couple more hours this last day, and then it will go back to its original pricing. Denise, please give me clarity on how to reach you in all social media. Look for The Path of IX, and that's how you will find me. The Path of IX, right? That is The Path of Ish, and you can find me all sorts of. I'm not on Twitter though. I don't Twitter. I did just start. What's the thing that the kids are doing? TikTok. Oh my goodness. And I do 1-minute videos. I'm trying to do them every day of the Mayan calendar. So hopefully I can continue doing that. But thank you everyone who joined me. Again, if you want to join a circle, I have 6-month, very intensive shamanic training coming up the 18th of September. And if not, a smaller circle just for 4 weeks. Intro to Mayan cosmology and cacao. We make the cacao here on the Big Island. It is ceremonial cacao. We do it in a very good way. There's no child slavery. It's the rarest cacao in the world. And it's amazing. That's all I can say. So if you're interested in that, just #cacao, and I'll send you that link. But thank you everyone for joining. Again, we have 13 days, 12 more days with this energy of wind. I hope that you travel in a good way. Bye, everyone.